Hey everybody, Scott Kelby here. Welcome to The Grid. Our in-studio guest today is none other than the kind of sleepy, a little bit sleepy, Peter Hurley. Hey, Peter.
Hey, Scott. I came from Dubai.
You did.
A couple days ago.
A couple days ago.
And I'm a little jet lagged, but my flight was delayed 5 hours, and I got in at like 5 a.m. like 2 days ago. So if I'm a little bit sluggish, if the energy isn't quite what you expect out of me, I don't want to disappoint anybody, but I can hold up for an hour.
Can I tell you something? He's really just messing with you. Here's why. Because he's been here, we had lunch, and then he came to the studios, and he's just been going crazy since he's been here. He just needs a little of that love, the kind of love that comes through your comments in the chat. So today is an open Q&A with Peter. We can ask him any question about anything, and he will share his innermost secrets.
I will let it rip. Whatever it takes.
So we did a little thing earlier on Facebook, just on like my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/skelby. And we just said, hey, just come on in and we're going to just mess around with Peter. We had some really good questions.
It was awesome.
You had some really good answers.
Cool. Right off the top, right in your office.
Yeah, boom, just like boom. Hey, we're going to do some giveaways. Peter's book, the best book ever done on headshots, ever in the history of headshots. This fantastic book. This thing is a huge seller. What's in its third printing?
His idea.
Well, I just said you should write a book.
Idea.
I didn't do really much. But anyway, it's in its third printing. It's been a huge hit. Everybody loves it. The reviews have just been off the chain.
3 printings since August. How's that?
August. I know since August it's in its third printing.
Good?
That's incredibly good. Most books never go to their second printing ever.
Can we give it a shebang?
I'll
give it a whisper shebang. 3, 2, 1. Shebang. There we go. We don't want to start too loud. There should be somebody wanted to do a shebang counter.
Oh, yeah.
That's at least twice. But wait, I said, should we do a shebang? So that was 3 times. Now it's been 4 that we've said it. So somebody keep counting.
Somebody keep counting. All right. First, Jarek says, give the man some coffee. He's really more awake than he looks. Okay, right here, we're giving away 5 copies of Peter's book. Now, we had some people that won 5 earlier. What are we giving away on the show today? We're just giving away 1. How many are we giving away? 1? Can't we do 2? We should give 5?
She gave away 5
She gave away 5. Okay, Ajna, our Duchess of Social Media, gave away 5 copies already. So can we give away 2? 1's not enough. All right, my book editor, Kim, says it's okay to give away 2. So we're going to give away 2 copies. We already have 5 winners we're going to be announcing in a few minutes. Questions are already coming in. Johan asks, can we ask Peter embarrassing questions too? We would prefer that you ask Peter embarrassing questions. All right. Well, we're going to ask this one. So you're in town. You're doing some sailing. So I don't know if everybody knows that you're like an Olympic quality scaler. I'm not a scaler. Sailor.
So I trained for 2 Olympic Games, and then I quit to start I picked up this thing called a camera. And
that'll mess up your Olympic dreams, won't it?
It stopped everything right in its tracks. And I tried to make a living in New York, and then I became older and more established. And when you turn 45 in this boat, you become a master. So I decided to go to the Master World Championships. And in July of last year, I got second at the World.
Second in the world.
In the entire planet.
Now, what kind of sailing is it?
The whole thing.
What kind of sailing is it?
It's called a laser. It's a 14-foot boat. And it's a single-handed sailing vessel.
Single-handed sailing.
Yeah, and if they go on my website, on my About page, you can see the pictures. I started out as a model, so there's a shot for Abercrombie and Fitch in there where I was ripped. And then there's a polo ad that I did. And then I quit for a long time, and now I'm back, kind of.
He's back.
I'm back.
So I'm here.
A boat. I'm just here for that. That's
tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow he's doing the race. And
here we go.
Oh, that's a good picture.
There we go.
Who did that headshot?
I took that. No, I didn't take that. I set that up during a headshot intensive workshop I was doing in Stockholm.
That's a really good shot.
And, who took that? Ivar? We set it up. I love that shot.
That's a really good shot of you. I love what your hair's doing there.
Yeah, it's sizable. It's better. See, now in the more humid climates, Dubai was not good for my hair.
That's I would never go back, because really that's why it's all about how his hair reacts in different climates. Hey, we got so many. So Tom asked, are there any sailing wins? Yeah, you took second place in the World Championship, and tomorrow you're racing. Tomorrow
I'm racing. We start tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's a 4-day race, and I'm
race.
trying to, and I am getting Scott Kelby out on the water on Saturday, aren't I?
Yeah, I'm going to be shooting. He's going
to be shooting me. Can you believe that?
Well,
How cool is that?
photographing him with a long lens from another boat, from a chase boat.
That is awesome.
And I'll be yelling
excited.
stuff like, go, Peter, go faster, stuff like that.
If I'm behind people, you have to somehow make it look like I'm ahead of them.
Okay, I will.
Okay,
Don't
good.
worry. Hey, before we go any further, we got lots of questions coming in, but we also have a Mr. Brad Moore here. Hey, Brado.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going well. There he is. Hey, very good. Brad, the lighting on you looks pretty good today. Where's the skim light, though, on the side of your head? Oh, I don't think it's quite aimed right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
There's a light back here. There's a light coming through that window, but
it's
there's
the one
nothing
on the right side. It usually lights
Here?
that side of your face where you look like,
I can't see
you
what
want
you're
me to go
looking at,
fix it?
so
No, it's more of a video thing. We're not allowed to touch things that are video. We can only touch things that are for stills. Anyway, good to have you here, Brad.
thank you, sir.
So what do you, Friday, Houston, Texas?
Houston, Texas, yeah.
So
Been,
Brad and I'll be in Houston.
Yeah. Hey, the light just came on finally.
I'm sorry?
The red light on top of the camera just came on finally. On
Oh,
mine.
yeah. No, you were on. You've been on all this
Okay,
time.
okay,
Yeah. It wasn't just a talking head. No, you were on. So, yeah, we're going to be, my seminar's in Houston on Friday, and Brad and I will be there. And then where do we go next, Brad? Someplace.
New York City.
New York City. So we'll be in New York
March 3rd.
March 3rd. Yes, March 3rd.
It's a Thursday.
Yeah, March 3rd. Me and Brad.
Peter, you going to be in town?
No, well, I mean, are you guys going to WPPI?
I go to WPPI the week after that, yeah.
Yeah, Brad goes
Wow.
week after. Yeah.
You're not going?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm doing a photo walk at WPPI, so come hang out at my photo walk.
I'll be at WPPI.
So go sign
I
up for
have a
that.
Booth. What?
Go sign up for my photo walk at WPPI. All you
Yeah,
need.
he's doing a photo walk.
You're doing a photo walk?
Yeah.
Hey, can you guys call each other
It's in
later to get
Vegas.
through this? Do you have Brad's number, right? All right, well, good to have you here, Brad. And Brad is moderating your comments. As your comments come in, Brad looks at them and he laughs and deletes them. Hey, before we get into Peter's thing, because questions are coming in, I'd like you to consider looking at something. If you're looking for an amazing laugh today, where I'd like you to go is somebody started a Kanye West GoFundMe page. So Kanye announced that he's $53 million in debt. And so someone started a page to get Kanye out of debt. And people he owns $53 million. People are $53, $50, 50, 50, 50. But you got to go read the comments in the comment section. It's wild. It is as wild as anything I've read on the entire internet. Just go read the comments. Not the comments of the people that donated. Read those second. Read the comments of people that didn't. So he's raised $1,200 so far. And there are 3,142 comments in there. So it's worth reading. Somebody said it to me, and I was just like, wow. Anyway, let's answer some questions. Is it time for the winners? Okay, we have 5 winners. Sorry, this just in. We have 5 winners from the contest that Ajna ran earlier. These are signed copies of Peter Hurley's best-selling book, The Headshot. The winners are Vincent Alfonso Jamal, Mike Kerrigan, just Dennis, Mads Peter Iverson, and Jeff Reese. Hey, so I know Jeff Reese. If it's the guy I think it is, I know a guy named Jeff Reese in Alabama.
Cool.
We call him the
He won.
Chancellor of Alabama.
He just won my book.
He just won his book. There you go. All right. You ready to hit these questions? Because we got them on.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Stephanie asks, Peter, do you want to build a snowman?
She must have seen. I did a Instagram, a Dub Smash. Have you seen Dub Smash?
No.
Have you guys messed with Dub Smash? It's like I should get my Instagram up and we'll show it to Scott while we're talking about another question.
All right. So Stephen asks, how many copies is 3 printings? I don't know the exact number, but here's what it is, Stephen. The publisher, we don't do the printing. That's why I don't know. It's actually done by our publishing partner, Peach Pit Press. So Peach Pit actually chooses how many. They try to print enough to basically the life of the book. They figure, well, over 18 months it's going to sell blank, right? And so that's how much they print. They think, well, we don't want to, because it's very expensive to print books. It's very, very expensive. So they want to print it once, and it'll last 18 months. It immediately sold out. They went back and thought, well, wow, this thing's hot. Let's go print another big batch. That sold out. So now they're on their 3rd printing. So however many they thought they were going to sell in their best case scenario, they print it again, and they print it again. And so at the rate it's going, there'll probably be a fourth printing sometime. So it's the word you're looking for is it's
Shebang.
a whole bunch. Shebang.
The word he's looking for is shebang.
Hybrid Dave, one of my buddies from the UK,
Hold on,
says,
let me just show you this real quick.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I got it. Oh wait, now I lost. Hold on, here it is. Just guys, just go to my Instagram, Peter_Hurley.
All right.
Go down to.
You can actually, he can show this. Oh, there it is. There it is. Here it is.
Go down, keep going, go down.
Keep going, keep going.
No, God, please, no. Do you want to go?
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. It's around Christmas time.
Wow.
Hold on. How
This
do I
is
get rid of it?
harsh.
Keep going. Right there, right there, right there.
There it is.
Left-hand
right
side.
there.
Play
Right,
that.
that's it.
You got to put the sound on.
The sound is on.
The sound's on? Oh, okay.
Wow.
That was it. So that's Dub Smash. I messed around on Christmas, and that was what I believe it was Stephanie. Was that who it was?
That was Stephanie. Lyle wants to know, who is your photographer crush? Like, who do you have a man crush on? This is a holdover from earlier
Is it
today.
work-wise or like on work-wise? Miller Mobley.
Miller Mobley?
Yeah, I love him. I mean, I love his work. Man crush.
Man crush. Miller Mobley.
Man crush.
Hybrid Dave, there's my buddy from the UK. Dave says, let's play a
Is it
game.
Mobley or
Anytime Peter
Mobley?
says
I think it's Mobley.
shebang or squinch, you have to take a drink. Oh, it's like a drinking game? We're all going to be plastered. Pill Ponder. Peter, what's your hair care strategy?
Oh, it's a big. We had this discussion earlier. There's a problem with the humidity. Like in Florida, this is very nice for me. This is like beautiful. But in Dubai,
really
it
is.
was
It's
like.
stunning.
So there's a product strategy and all that stuff. So it's way too involved
Is there
to
a blog
talk about
post
here.
on this or anything?
And there should be.
There
right?
really should be.
There should be. It's very detailed. But basically, the bottom line is, guys, if you go to, I believe it's on my gear page, there's this stuff called Magic Move that I put in my hair, and you can get it through Amazon. And the reason why it's on my gear page is because when I modeled, every single hairstylist used it. So it's called Magic Move. You put it in the hair, and it's just glorious. But it's on my gear page, I believe. And if it's not, I'll put it on there. But it's something that every makeup artist or hairstylist when I was modeling used. So that's why I've been using my hair since I can remember.
All right. Jason Ayers asks, he says, this is a serious question. Do you watch much TV? My big distraction and hard to break after a long day. So do you watch much TV?
Not at all. The only TV I watch is if like I walk into the room, my wife's got it on in our bedroom, and I'm like ready to crash or something.
You don't watch
the
Walking Dead?
Kardashians are on or something.
You don't
and
watch
I watch
Walking
that
Dead?
stuff.
Walking Dead,
The
come on.
Bachelorette. No, I don't watch the Walking Dead.
You don't
No,
watch
I'm
The
kidding.
Walking
I don't
Dead?
watch. It's The Bachelor, isn't it? I don't know. It's whatever my wife has on. I actually shot a Bachelorette. Andy Dorfman, I got this job to shoot her, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know who you are, and I know like almost everything just because of my wife. Like she has it on, and then I ended up shooting The Bachelorette. So it was actually beneficial that my wife watched that stuff. But no, I don't really turn on TV much. I'm no
Well, there you go.
time suck.
All right. Johan asks, when can we expect a new lesson from Peter at Kelby 1? Actually, we talked about a couple of things we're talking about doing, so I would say soon.
We did. We're going to do it.
I think we're going up to New York to do it.
Shebang. I love it. Yeah.
We're
gonna do
shebanging
it.
up in New York with Peter. So yeah, it's
There's another
coming.
one. Who's counting the shebangs?
Who's counting the shebangs? I'm not sure. Somebody out there, believe me, is counting them.
All right. Whoever counts them and gets them right, we should give them a
Okay.
book. All right.
How will we know if they're right? I would give them a book, no problem. But how would we know if they counted the shebangs right? If somebody goes, it was 52, you know.
We need an undercover person.
Well, I guess we could count them later, but then, somebody has to. Oh, Jared Poland says, hi, Peter. Am I your man
Oh,
crush?
yeah.
It's definitely Jared
Jared's
Poland.
one of my
Yeah.
man crushes. Yeah, I keep
Yeah,
trying to
me
get
too.
Jared to straighten his hair with me so we can walk around with straight hair together. Just like blow it out, not even like do anything chemically.
Can I tell you something? I saw Jared when his hair was down.
Yeah.
It looked good.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't.
Well,
it looked,
he has these moves where he like combs it out and teases it, and when it's actually not teased, it's very tame and manageable and looks very nice, and he looks a little bit more sophisticated.
I think it was lustrous was the word.
Lustrous
I think it's
is a good word.
lustrous.
Lustrous,
Anyway,
yeah.
shout out to Fro.
We
All
like-
right,
we like Jared.
So Roushie asks, I thought Peter was a surfer at one point. No.
Never a surfer. Well, I mean, I grew up on the Jersey Shore, so I would never consider myself a surfer. Sailor all the way.
All right. Somebody asked a question. Smurf asked the question, what's the best way to make a heavy person look their best? So if you have someone that's lost my power here. If you have someone that's overweight, what do you do to make them look their best? Is there a particular angle or
can we bring up hold your sub? Hold your sub. Can you bring up Hold Your Sub?
Is that a website?
YouTube. No, it's my video that you haven't seen.
Oh, I'm
You know
sorry.
how it's all about the jaw? I did it. I did Hold Your Sub.
Hold Your
Can you
Sub?
bring it up? Who's going to
Okay,
get
so
it?
it's a YouTube video. Meredith will do it. It'll just take a second. Let's answer another question. We'll come back to that. Peter, Rob Jenks asks, Peter, would you rather shoot or teach?
Oh, that's amazing. I always felt that my shooting fueled my teaching. I became a better shooter because of my teaching. So I think I'm a photographer at heart. I always would rather shoot than teach. I mean, I love teaching though. So, I mean, I do both.
Yeah, why not both, right?
And I'm always doing both. But it definitely, I found that if I didn't shoot, I don't think I'd be as good of a teacher because stuff just flies into my head while I'm shooting and then I spit it out to the headshot crew. Momentarily. Sometimes I do these on-the-fly crew casts where I'm just shooting something. I'm like, wait a minute, I have to show people, and I put the computer on and I start showing them.
All right, we're gonna
Peter
find it
Hurley
on here.
photo.
Oh, I'm
Just
on.
go to
Hold on,
Peter
I'm gonna
Hurley
go.
photo.
I'm just telling Meredith. I'm going to video control room 2, and what's it called again? I'm sorry.
Hold your sub.
Hold your sub.
Yeah. To look.
Now, is this a
that should come up?
Subway sandwich thing?
Yeah, there it is. That's it.
All right.
Well, that's my video.
Hold your sub to look slimmer in photographs. Now, this is a 7-minute and 19-second video.
Let me do this. Let me drive.
You drive.
I'm gonna take you into the section where you need to be. Here we go. Here we go. This is right where we just need to show right here.
You look like Steven Tyler there.
It's not. It's like.
Oh, wait a minute. I might have a bad connection here. Let me see what wireless I'm on. We have many different wirelesses, and none of them are good. Here we go.
Your hands in your pockets if you
Yeah,
had them,
this is
and
it.
go
This
elbows
is it.
back because
Watch
it
this.
gets the elbow further back. But we're gonna amplify this. We're gonna even show you a little magic. We're gonna mix it up a little bit. So, Angel, I want you to put your hands on your hips. Now, that's gonna make you wider. Now, just drop your hands down. Much better. Drop your hands. Now, I want you to do this. I want you to act like you are holding a submarine sandwich. There you go. Bring your elbows in, bring your hands out. Keep going out, 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 right there. What we're doing is we're streamlining our arms to the camera and we're creating some sort of trajectory situation. We're taking this area and we're just opening it up to slim down our arm. And that's a key element whenever you're taking a picture of yourself. It is a 6-foot sub. It is not a small sub. This is a wide sub. We gotta hold the sub, but you gotta hold it wide and you gotta keep your elbows in. Boom. Now you really gotta get it going. You're gonna hold your sub.
And there it is.
Wow.
And there's the sub.
Okay, here
All
we
right,
go. So I
that's
just want to
enough.
show you the actual picture.
They get the
as I
sense of
took
it
them.
out of that.
So here's Angel. Hands on
Wait,
hips.
examples?
Not good. Very big. Very
There
wide.
are examples, but you guys can watch the rest of the video
Yeah, go
later.
watch it. Go watch it.
That's
on-
it.
So slim your arms down anytime you're trying to get your picture taken. Rid yourself of 10 extra pounds. All right. So back to the questions. Brad, how are things going over there? Brad?
Good.
Good. Everything
Yeah,
okay?
They're good. I'm trying to keep up with the chat.
Okay. Sorry to bother you.
No, there's questions on the screen.
All right. All right. A question for Peter. Is there an ISO you typically use for headshots, or does it depend on the subject, lens, etc.?
Yeah, no, there's an ISO I'm using. I'm always at 200 ISO.
Yeah, because you are probably on a tripod, right? You like to work on a tripod?
I'm on a tripod. I'm using the Peter Hurley Flex Kit by Westcott is what I'm using. So
The Flex Kit.
that
Flex Kit.
look at that.
Yeah. I got the Flex Kit. I'm sorry.
I like that.
That's
No.
should be the theme song to your.
So I'm limited by people's ability to what would it be? How the intensity of light in the eyes. So in other words, I shoot continuous light. How much light can you hit them with without them like being like abused? You know, some people are light sensitive. So I shoot at a little bit higher. Well, I mean, if I shoot strobe, I'm usually at 100 ISO. But if I'm shooting continuous, I like to be about 200 ISO. My nickname used to be 6.3 on my aperture, but now I change around a little bit. I moved from there. So I'm somewhere between 5.0 and 7.1, but I'm usually around 5.6, 6.3, something like that.
All right, Kevin J007 has a really good Peter Hurley hair products. Put the shebang in your look.
Sure.
Dude, you could have hair products.
I like the products that I use. I'm not going to make up hair products. I got photography stuff to make. That's the thing. I decided I'm not going to go out and venture beyond photography products.
There you go.
If there was something that photographers could benefit from, something like that, I'd do it.
All right, so you guys know that Brad writes us these things when it's time for a break, and he always writes kind of silly stuff. Today's is time for a break. Camera switch to Brad. And back. Wow. It's time for a break. We have lots more questions with Peter Hurley. We're talking about all kinds of stuff. Some of it's serious, some of it, well, hair care products. Anyway, don't go away. We'll be right back live. We're still giving away 2 of Peter's books and all that stuff in just a minute here on The Grid. It's time for a break.
Hey, John McQuiston here with a new class on Kelby1.com on the Sony a7R Mark II and a7S Mark II cameras. From the giant 42 megapixel still photos in the A7R and spectacular 4K video both the A7R and A7S shoot, learn the basics of how to get the most of these cameras' incredible features with a down and dirty class so you can get out the door and get shooting. Again, only on Kelby1.com.
Hanging off a cliff or dangling out of a helicopter, Kevin Gilbert always got the shot. And when the assignment is to capture an extreme reality TV show, things can get scary. The inspirational interview that takes you inside the shows of the Discovery Channel is only on Kelby One.
Hey, we're back. We have Peter Hurley here, and Brad is over there doing the Brad thing that Brad does in a way only Brad can do. Can we switch to Brad's camera real quick? I know, that's why I wanted to switch. Sorry, you can jump back there. High five to Meredith for actually doing that, because she saw Arnaldo in there and she still went over there.
Awesome.
High five. She's awesome. All right. So, oh gosh, lots more questions here. So, Pam Stukenberg actually just has a comment, which is, if you've seen Peter's gorgeous wife, you know he doesn't have any room for a man crush. All right, Don 1165 says,
My wife
the
will
king of
appreciate
headshots. Do you shoot anything other than headshots?
I shoot just about everything that comes down the pike. I mean, I think when you pick up a camera and you go pro, you've got to shoot everything. You've got to until you find your niche. So I found my niche, but then I still get like when I'm getting back next week, and I shoot products for Human Scales, one of my clients. So I shoot all their products. I shoot their chairs. I shoot like still life stuff. Like I can't even tell the thing to squinch.
You can't tell it to squinch. That's got to be tough.
But it is tough.
Hey,
it's
I came by your studio once. You were doing kids, like catalog stuff for
I do lookbooks for kids. I do a ton of things. I do love that. For me, headshots is the biggest growing genre of portraiture right now. I mean, everybody needs a headshot. So everybody
now, because of social media.
Yeah, my whole scope of my business plan, it just changed, because now I'm doing all sorts of corporate stuff every day and leaving the studio and stuff where I just used to shoot actors and not move, and have one actor coming in at a time. Now I'll go in and I'll go into a company and shoot a bunch in one day, and sometimes they ask for portraiture too, so I'll do a little bit of both. So it's like, take what you can get. Anything where I'm standing behind the camera and I press the button and I get paid cha-ching, cashola supreme, I'm in.
All right. Anonymous 1228, which that's an odd name, asks, are you saying goodbye to medium format?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't shot a medium format camera I don't think I've shot a medium format camera in like 6 months.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty good goodbye. What are you using, the Canon 5DR?
5 DSR.
The SR?
DSR, yeah.
All right, there you go.
Well, that being said, anybody want to buy my face?
Yeah, he's selling his phase.
Sorry.
Cheap deal on phases. All right. So Sean Brown, 13, asks, when did you feel, Peter, when did you feel you were ready to start teaching? Like, when did you have that,
Well, I never really thought about teaching. I thought the F-Stoppers contacted me and they said, hey, we want to do a little spot on you. And I thought, fine. And I did that. And then I went to a party they had, and Zach Arias was there. And he's like, I was looking to get headshots, and all roads led to you. Why aren't you teaching? And I was like, I don't know. I never taught. I don't know what to teach. I actually used to hide the information. Like, I was petrified of teaching anybody what I was doing because I was flying by the seat of my pants in New York and had a great business model. I was like, if I teach people, what if other people can do it? And then I got over that, and now I really enjoy teaching. So I think I don't know if people jump in too soon, but I think for me, it's about having the credibility prior to teaching that meant the most. Like, I've done it. I've shot 20,000 people 3 feet in front of me. I mean, anybody else writes a book like this, you have to have the street cred to come off with this. I talk the talk and walk the walk, and that's the reason why I feel so powerful when I'm teaching, and I know my stuff. So I think if you're going to teach or you're thinking about teaching, you have to have something to offer. For me, it was this, but it wasn't really, to me, this isn't this says the headshot on it, but this is really direction in portraiture. This is like you can't put people in a studio and put them in front of you and not create an atmosphere in front of the camera. In a portrait session, you got to have some atmosphere between. So this is actually direction in portraiture, and my platform is the headshot, so that's why we called it Headshots. But it's really, I don't think there's another book like it that teach how to coach in front of the camera.
Yeah. No, dude, there's so many, because I mean, you talk about lighting in the book, but it's really a lot about people. And somebody asked, and we're going to have to get you to do this. So Lindsay asks, Peter, any favorite phrases to get a good reaction from people? Can we have Brad tell his story?
Sure.
All right. So he did Brad's for we're working on the book. We were up there at Peter's studio, and Brad, who still uses that headshot quite a bit. Brad, tell us you don't.
I don't use that one because I grew the beard after the headshot.
Wait, but I shot you with a beard too.
Me.
Did you use that, or did you cheated
used
on me too, though, didn't you?
Well, I mean,
He
Levi
did.
had
He
a
saw
nice
another
one.
photographer on the
Just
side.
push it up, use Levi's shot a little bit too, But I think yours is still my Twitter profile.
All right. No, I love Levi, so it's okay.
Oh, Levi's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
I love Levi.
Yeah, so we were up in Peter's studio, and he had me, in front of the camera doing the whole shebang stuff and everything. And he's giving me direction. He's like, all right, turn a little bit to your left, do this, do that. Now, what was the word you used?
I believe it was flex.
Yes, flex your ball sack. And at that, I lost it. So that was that. He says that was the first time he used it, and it just popped into his head.
It's a steady stream of
So
those.
I'm pretty sure that's
Was that
one
the
of his
first time I've
go-to
used it?
things now. What?
Wait, that was the first time I said that was the first time?
I think so.
Wow, it might have been.
Yeah, so you know what he said to me? I got my portrait. I'm not like Brad. I still use Peter's thing. I don't go see another photographer on the side. And I love Levi. Levi's awesome. He's like one of the greatest. Levi's a guy you meet and you just love him. You meet him and he's just awesome. And a very good photographer as well. But I'm a one photographer man. Anyway, so I'm getting the same one.
In my defense, Levi also shot me after I got a new haircut. Peter hasn't shot me since then, so just saying.
Okay, you're not supposed to get a new portrait every time you get a slight difference in your hair. If you didn't tell me you had a new haircut, I wouldn't even know.
Actually,
Yeah,
Scott,
you're a guy. You don't notice that stuff, though.
Come on. He only cut 4 hairs. It's like the same. All right. So when Peter was doing my headshot, he looked at me and said, "Turn your navel towards the Tropic of Capricorn." I'm like, what? Click. So it's stuff like that makes you go, because you look at him and you're like, you don't go, I'm sorry, excuse me. You just laugh and you get this look, and then, he gets a really natural reaction. So what are some of your favorite lines that you use?
Oh, I like that. I like things. So my whole thing is to get people to think. Like, the camera's so powerful and people become so static in front of it. So
And you're close to them.
I'm close to them. So the brain can only harbor like one major thought at a time. So if they're thinking about the camera, they're not with me. So I need to say things that are outlandish enough that they actually come back and become themselves, because the camera will freak them out. So it's based on, and I go over this in the book, the conscious and the subconscious mind. So our conscious mind is never in control of our expressions. Like, could you imagine walking down the street and having to go, oh, I got to lift my eyebrow and smile a little bit at this person right now because I'm walking past them and I've made eye contact and now I got to contort my face like this? No, but when you're in front of a camera or you're in front of a mirror, the two times that you really do that. So that's why people get weird. If they didn't get weird, I wouldn't be sitting here because everybody take a good headshot of people. It'd be easy. So my thing is to get them to behave like themselves. And in order to get them to behave like themselves, I got to create an atmosphere for them to forget about the camera. I call it camera invisibility. So normally people like to be right. So that's the thing that I do. I say things that sound like that I mean something, but I don't mean anything. I just am looking for the reaction. So if we go into, we can't bring the Hurley headshot system up on the, so Scott, so I created this system that I shoot in, and I'm telling Scott as we're making this book, and I said, I call it the pre-shutter release split second checklist. And Scott like, that's too long. I was like, what's wrong?
No one will remember it.
Pre-shutter release split second checklist, not good. So Scott said, that's the Hurley system. You said, I said, well, we'll go with the Hurley headshot system. Hold on, I'm going to find it because basically, and while I'm finding it, I'm going to talk about it. So it's basically you position the body first, then you position the head and neck. And then let me see if I can find it. Headshot system, Hurley system, 145 to 1. Guys, if you get the book.
Nice to see that the index works.
The Hurley system. There it is.
It's the Hurley system. The Hurley system.
It is the Hurley system.
Yes, it is.
So
it's
here it is.
The.
Position the body, number 1. 2, position the head. 3, hair and clothing scan. 4, composure shot. 5, very important. 5 is the most important. 5 is the most, how do I flip this so that, here we go. 5 is the most important.
5 is the most important that you live.
Stimuli that elicits a facial reaction. 6, fire at will, even if the person standing in front of the camera isn't named Will. And then you repeat. That was a joke.
I see what you did there.
That was that was your kind of, like, it's hard for me to come up with that kind of humor. I did it.
And we're proud of you for it. All right. Hurleyisms. Oh, there's a chapter called Hurleyisms.
That's another chapter, yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy stuff that he says.
First of all, so what I'll do is I'll go through the system. I'll get to the point where I have to elicit that facial reaction, and I'll say, so I'll go body first. Turn your body this way, drop your front shoulder, jam your forehead out, tilt your head slightly this way, look thirsty for me.
Look thirsty. And they look at you like, what?
They look at me like I'm crazy, but then they snap out of it. And then they go, he's messing with me. And then they start to mess with me. And if they'll start to mess with me, then I got them. And if I can create laughter, I can always create serious. And then I can get the subtleties in between. It's a game. You're playing a game. Wait a minute.
That's a really good quote. That's a retweetable quote right there. If I can create happy, I can always create seriousness.
Yeah.
That's actually very, when you think about it, you're trying, if you can get the happy, because anybody can just go like this. Yeah. But if you get them laughing, you've got the one that's hard to get.
Yeah.
That was deeper than you think.
No, I'm glad. Hey, the thing is that I call it, if you're a photographer out there, and I started like this, I didn't know what to say to my subjects. And it was all positive reinforcement. Good, or direct direction, which is turn this way, turn that way, turn this way, do this, do that, which doesn't get you anywhere. And then all of a sudden you give them positive reinforcement. Great, beautiful, nice. And then you go nowhere from that. And it doesn't create anything, and the person's just stuck. It's what I call a flatmosphere. So if you're creating a flatmosphere,
I love the way he's got a name for everything.
Everything has names. Everything's got names.
Dude, you should do like a Peter Hurley Urban Dictionary online.
Yeah.
Flatmosphere, and then with seriously, wouldn't that be great? A glossary, an online glossary, because then you put in shebang and all that. By the way, Justin asked, where did you come up with shebang? How did that,
Well, you know what I have? I actually have a video where it's not the video. I say shebang in the jawline video, and that's where it took off and got wildfire, and I said people actually like it, so I use it. But there's a video before that. I used to use those little flip cameras. Remember those?
Yeah.
Sure. I use those, and I used to video my shoots, and that's how I started on social media. And I had this girl, and I was going through her shots on my screen. I said, man, that's a great shot. Shaboom. And then I was like, bam. And I was like, shabam, shabang, and that was it.
And it just
And
kinda-
that
it
was
stuck,
And
huh?
It just lived, yeah.
All right, lots of questions, Peter. Let's see. Before all of your
Wait,
trade.
Johan, can I just do this one?
Oh, of course, do Johan.
Johan said, I did a headshot class in Frank Doorhoff's studio. Will you ever come back to the Netherlands and do another class? The plan, it's funny that he said that because I just decided, I think I'm going to come back. And the plan is to do my wife's favorite. I did a tour. I went London, I went Stockholm, Zurich, Amsterdam, and London 2 summers ago. So this summer I was like asking my wife, if we go back, what do you want to do? And their favorite city was Amsterdam. So I want to do one in Amsterdam. I don't think Frank's studio is in Emmeloord, which is a little, it's not very far away, but it's further away. So I think I'm going to rent a studio actually in Amsterdam this time and do one there maybe in July. So go to headshotcrew.com/workshops and look for it on there. It'll be up there as soon as I figure out the dates. It's going to be the first or second week in July. And London too. I think I'm going to do London and Amsterdam. Is that
Swing
good?
in London. Yeah, Amsterdam and London are awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to be I'm going to plug my own thing here real quick. I'm going to be in London next month at the photography show. So they have a big show. It's called the Photography Show. Anyway, I'm speaking there, and I'm looking forward to it. It's my first time speaking there, but I get to see all my friends. I get to see like Dave Clayton and Glenn Dewis, and all the cool kids are there. So that's coming up next month. So I hope to see you in the UK. It's not in London. It's in Birmingham. So it's not actually in London. I'm going to London first. I'm trying to get a couple shoots done, and then I'm going to go to Birmingham. All right. D-Long asks, before all of your trademark direction and stuff, how did you deal with your most challenging client? So this is, in other words, before you got the mastery that you have of it now.
Well, I mean, the problem is, and I think that every photographer stumbles upon this, you're under the gun, especially if you're a pro. If you're a pro, you're getting paid.
Yep.
If you're getting paid, you got to be good. So if you have a problem child in front of you and you have no game, you're really in trouble. It's like going down a slippery slope fast. So I've had some situations. There was another client there. We'll just double this up. Have you ever had a client not like the resulting picture no matter what you did? I think we all have that eventually as photographers. What I do is I protect myself by shooting tethered and making that client say, I like that one. Because if they say they like it, like for instance, I shoot a lot of actors who have agents and managers and stuff, and it's like if they leave and their agent doesn't like it, I just spent how much time with them shooting all this stuff, and their agent doesn't like it, and then I have no say in it. So what I did was to protect myself. I made the client say yes, so I won't keep any shots until they start liking them. So once they don't like them, so I never have this problem anymore because I just tell, like, I'd say once or twice a year, I get to the point where if they don't like them, I just say to them, I'm like, well, I can't help you. This is what I do. This is what you have to do. You have to make a portfolio that's so consistent that when somebody says to you, I don't like that, you're like, well, I don't know how to do it any better than this. Obviously, we're pros. We're taking the best pictures we can. If somebody doesn't like it, and I can't do any better, I can't help them. So I show them on the screen, and I'm like, did you see any other pictures on my website that didn't look like this? Because my portfolio is really consistent. And then I say, look, I take a deposit from them. I say, look, you have a choice. I'm working with you. I'm happy to get it, but I'm happy for you to go. Take your money back and go. Now, this isn't a good decision because I charge $1,200 is my smallest session. So I'm about to give up $1,200 if I let this person walk out the door. Every time I've said that, people haven't walked out the door. And the reason why they don't like it is usually because they're not listening to me. They're not paying attention to me. So I say, look, if you're not going to take the money and run, and you're going to be in here, now you're going to listen. Get back in there. And then they listen and they get good shots and they're happy. But most of it is based on backing yourself up. So you have to have a portfolio that's consistent. You have to shoot tether to make them approve. And then you have to be able to say, hey, all right, sorry, I can't help you. Go somewhere else. Here's your money back. And you got to be good because what they do with me is they go, well, if I go anywhere else, I'm not going to get any better. I better stay. So nobody's ever left. But I'm willing to say that, and it protects me so that they can't call a couple days later and say, I don't like it. I said, well, I gave you your out. You took up my time. I got to charge you.
All right. So can I ask you a question? Yeah. It's been my experience when I'm doing portrait shoots. Now, I don't shoot headshots, but portrait shoots. When I do a portrait shoot, very often the person is looking at the images that you've taken, and they're trying to find the shot that has less of the thing that they don't like about themselves. they're not necessarily choosing the best shot. Like, I could look at somebody's shot and go, oh my gosh, that's the one. And they're like, yeah, I don't like that. Because let's say that they don't like their nose. They're just looking for one thing in their shots. Which shot does my nose look the smallest? Or which one is my, you know what I mean? It's like they seem to gravitate, like in their mind, what's a good shot of you? It's a shot where your nose doesn't look big. So they will look and just, it doesn't matter how great the rest of the shot is, that's what they're looking for. So that's I've always found it's a weird thing when they choose their own shot, because they're not looking at what is the best overall shot for them.
No, but I mean, everybody's got a different relationship with themselves. We call it the self-acceptance gap. So I did a TEDx talk on this. If you guys go to sciphotology.com, can we bring up sciphotology.com? You can actually get your PQ, which is your sciphotology quotient, which is when people get in front of the camera, one of four things happen. They either own it, pose, diminish, or avoid. And avoiders will look at their pictures and not like them at all. They just don't want to be there. They're not happy. So as photographers, we kind of have to run them up this scale. But you could take the PQ and you can find out if you own it, pose, diminish, or avoid in front of a camera. And what I found, actually, the story, I believe it's in the book and it's also in my TEDx talk. I had Miss Universe in front of my camera. And she, this is a site that I did with Dr. Anna Rowley, and we've taken the headshot experience that I do and we've put it into a corporate setting. We do it with corporations, and we've worked with those couple people from GoDaddy. We're just one person from GoDaddy, and the other one was owns her own. I forget the name of the company. Anyway, she was the CEO of a company, but we work with. These people and do this amazing stuff, which has been phenomenal in getting into their psyche, and we believe that the face is the gateway to the psyche. So I use that, and it's a little complicated, but it's really been interesting to use what I do.
It's a little complicated, but
it's complicated. But I use what I do to profile people and see how they're behaving in front of the camera, and then use that, because of what we've found, and I don't know if we want to get into a psychophotology talk, but the way that we behave in life is very similar to the way that you behave when any challenge comes up. So when you get in front of a camera, it's a challenge. When you get challenged in life, these other challenges, and you're going to do one of four things. You're either going to own it, you're going to pose, you're going to diminish, or you're going to avoid. And you do that in front of camera as well as in life, so that's where that comes from. But the original question was what? Because I got sidetracked.
Who knows now? Dude, I don't even know if this is still the grid. It's gone so far off. I'm not sure where I'm at. Hey, Brad says it's time for a jawline breaker. Wow.
Try.
That's a good one. That's Did I mention
still on it
Brad's
for no
going to be in
reason
Houston
now.
on Friday? Did I mention that? We're in New York on the 3rd.
Yeah.
You can see him in person, and it's the same kind of jokes. Same level, same quality. We're going to take a jawline breaker. When we come back, we have more questions with Peter Hurley, and by then we'll determine where we are again and find some question somewhere. Hi, everybody. Scott Kelby here, and I want to invite you to watch my brand new class. It's called Creating Beautiful Wedding Albums in Lightroom. I'm going to show you the whole process from start to finish, but I think what makes this class really valuable for wedding photographers is the design part. It's the beautiful part. It's making the album look great. Having your bride and groom just open it and just go, wow. That's what this class is all about. You're going to learn lots of design tips, layout tips, and it's all right in Lightroom ready for you to do. The class is right here exclusively at Kelby One.
Create your own space at squarespace.com.
Hey, this is Terry White, and I'm here recording a new class at Kelby One called How to Take Advantage of Adobe Creative Cloud. So whether you're a new Creative Cloud member, existing, new, old, you got to check out this class to see all the things you're missing about Creative Cloud.
Hey everybody, Scott Kelby here with our special in-studio guest, Mr. Peter Hurley. So Peter, can we talk about one thing real quickly before we get back into this? So we have a lot of questions to answer. We're gonna have our lightning question round. You've got a cruise coming up where you're doing like a headshot crew cruise, right?
Yeah.
Norwegian Cruise Lines.
Yes.
You're going from New York to Bermuda. And all you have to do is you just buy the cruise, and you get all this cool training. And there's other trainers with you.
Yep. I've got a team of people coming with me, and you buy the cruise. So any person just signs up for the cruise, and they get all these free classes that we're going to be doing on the cruise. So all week long, we've got a complete agenda. If you go to headshotcrew.com/cruise, can we bring that up? CREWZ.
Yeah. So it's the slash part is CREWZ, which that really makes it easy to find. So headshotcrew.com/CREWZ.
And you can
maybe
see
I can
some
bring
of
that
the
up here.
instructors that we have going on and the plan. And I'm going into details in this. So I'm down here sailing, and the America's Cup's going on in Bermuda. So I'm going to do I guess it would be considered a photo walk through the America's Cup facilities down there with some of my friends.
All right, here we go. We've got it. Do you have me on control room 2? All right, this is it. It's Peter Hurley's Headshot Cruise, New York City to Bermuda, April 24th to May 1st. Join Peter Hurley and the Headshot Cruise. We cruise to Bermuda on board the Norwegian Breakaway for a fun-filled week, perfecting your headshot and portrait photography skills with none other than Peter Hurley. Also, sign up now and get a special nude selfie class. Okay, I added that last part. It really wasn't there. But anyway, so go there, and you know what's cool about this is all you have to do is just buy the cruise, and all the stuff comes with it.
So here's
Headshot
me, and I've
Crew.
got some of my other.
You got Carminder.
We got Carminder is
cool.
going to be coaching. Damien's going to be doing some Photoshop stuff. Dave Geffen's doing some video stuff. Maurice is doing some social media stuff and marketing. And Karen Brown is our cruise director. I'm also bringing my makeup artist, Griselle. She's going to do some makeup for photographers classes, which I think is really important, and that kind of thing. So it's going to be a great week. It's coming up in April, and they can go to that site and contact our group specialist, Lacey, and she will set you up in a room and get on board, and we'll have some fun.
Yeah, that's not coming. It's a couple months away, but that would be an awesome cruise. Yeah. All right, next, I just want to mention, you mentioned you did a TEDx talk. I just did a TEDx talk.
You did.
You know what my TEDx talk was about? It was about people who steal other people's hairstyles. No, mine was actually on retouching. It was like why we retouch, and it was a talk for basically for how to talk to your kids about Photoshop retouching.
Oh wow! Cool.
So it's not online yet though. They said they would send.
Where'd you do it?
It was here in Tampa. It was actually
cool.
here. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so Peter, question from Peter. This is from Ilslahopper. I'm sorry, Islopper. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm butchering your name. Peter, what do you see yourself doing in 10 years?
Oh my gosh, I'm supposed to answer this quickly.
Yeah, this is the lightning round where
I'm
you
going
go.
to still be a world champion sailor. I would be taking pictures. I don't know if I'm going to be shooting in the studio every day. I would like sci photology to take off and be going around doing some more speaking. I've been speaking a lot, and it's been awesome. And maybe more portraiture than I've been doing because I'll have some time on my hands.
Okay. Stephanie asks, is anybody getting jobs through the Headshot Crew?
Yes,
they
as
are,
a
because
matter
I
of
hear
fact,
from
they
people
are.
I hear from people that I've met people at my seminar, and they'll go, hey, I'm in Peter Hurley's Headshot Crew, and I've got 6 jobs. I've heard people can just come up and tell me about it, and I'm like, I'm not Peter Hurley, but thanks for telling me.
I think it's awesome. Well, I hear it out of the blue all the time. I'm like, I don't even know. We're going to set up something on the site where people can write their little blurbs about the jobs they're getting. But some people are getting some huge jobs. Now, I can't promise that people are getting jobs, but it's free to sign up. If you sign up for the crew, you can do it for free. You could do a free trial period of my coaching for a month. And then if you do 2 months, you get my book for free. So if you sign up, you pay for 2 months, you get my book for free.
Get Peter's book
But you can also get jobs.
Get jobs.
Jobs. Like just coming down the pike at you for your work. So we'll get you up to speed, and then we'll give you jobs. And now I can't promise that to everybody, but a lot of people are getting work through the crew, which is the best thing because it's a total give back. And I always say, look, if the thing's $20 a month, then you get a job that pays for it for 5 years in the first month. I mean, whatever.
There you go.
Good,
All right. Max Velociraptor asks, I'm really curious, why no more medium format? No need for billboard size images?
I never really, I think it was all overkill anyway. The reason why I shot medium format in the first place was because when I modeled, everybody used medium format film. Everybody. Like, you didn't go on a job. I can't remember ever shooting a job for a serious client in 35 millimeter. I really don't.
But that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. I'm not that old.
No, I mean, it was like, you were on a stagecoach a lot, right?
Well, the point.
That's how you got to your gig, stagecoach?
Horse and carriage.
Okay.
Come on.
Close enough, sorry.
The point is I bought a medium format when I started.
Because that's what you saw.
Because that's what it was. And then when I transitioned to digital, it was in 2004, before DSLRs were up to snuff.
Right.
They just weren't there yet. So I was always a medium format shooter. It was just the way that I rolled. Did I need all that file size for 99% of the work I was doing? No. So for me now with the 5DSR, I've got the file size for every client and I'm good. And the fact is that the most amazing thing, I'll do a little, this, like I walk around with this.
Yeah.
This is what I got all my stuff in. I got 2 lenses, 2 bodies, I'm good to go, I'm rocking and rolling, and boom, shakalaka, I'm on the road. And I used to, you wouldn't believe the kind of kit I had to carry around.
All right. Hey, Brad, can you go over the rules of the lightning round for Peter real quick, just because I think he's completely lost
I'm too fast. Go again. I'll go faster.
Here, please listen to Brad.
Be like Ricky Bobby. You want to go fast.
Okay.
There you go. That's the rules of the lightning round.
Okay.
Peter, Bernardo asks, Peter, do you take your own headshots?
I always take my own headshots. I set up my lights. I put my flex kit. I put my camera on a tripod, and then I put it on a self timer. I go out in front. I take it real quick.
Okay. The lightning round is not answer speaking fast. It's short answers, not fast answers. Mike Cabasi, our buddy Mike out in LA. We just call him Hollywood for short because he shoots on all the big Hollywood shows and stuff. Really good teacher. He did.
Lightning round.
I was on.
Do I get flipped off while shooting?
It is not a lightning round for me. It's a lightning round for him.
All right, hurry
I'm
up.
just saying hi to my buddy Mike. All right. Mike says, do you get flipped off while shooting? I find if I get the 1 finger salute, they're mine.
I tend to agree because they're having fun with it. I had one guy who was I was doing a sci-photology thing, and with that, the company sends the people to me, and I work with I'm lightning round.
No, that was okay. If you just kind of wrap it up, you're good.
All right, I'm wrapping it up. So yes, he was like, why am I here? I don't want to be here, blah, 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 blah. I said, well, what do you want to do? He's like, I really want to give you the finger. I was like, let's go. We started doing that, and then I had him by the end of the. It was like amazing. I was like, "Give me all you got. Don't hold back. You got to throw it out. Keep throwing them. I got him. And he loved he kept all those pictures.
There you go.
And I loved it.
Peter Johan asked, Peter, do you always use continuous lights for your headshots? And what's the advantage of them versus regular flash?
Oh my gosh. Yes, I use the Peter Hurley Flex Kit by Westcott. I designed it so it's portable and I'm on the move and I got full dimmability. And I set it up in a square usually. You can get it at hurleyprogear.com. And if you use the code SHEBANG100, you can get $100 off.
There you go.
There you go.
Tom MM, how many frames per second do you shoot at? You just shoot individually. You don't shoot in like spray and pray.
No, yeah, I don't take that off.
Just
don't
click.
turn that on. Yeah, I watch for expression, then I press the button.
Chris Markson asks, let's say the 68-year-old billionaire's wife comes to the studio with a complete lack of humor, dead serious about herself. What do you say to make her laugh and look approachable, even if she's not?
I might say, give me a look like you got laid with a chimpanzee.
Wow. Wow, that would definitely do it. Man alive. Yikes. I don't even know what to say to that, but God, Peter, I'm so glad you're on the show today. But you know what? Can I ask you guys a question here in the studio? Did that person sound like they had a very specific case? Like, that person had a billionaire's wife come in. She was 68 years old. I mean, it wasn't just like, what happens if someone... It was like, it's a billionaire's wife. She's 68 years old. She's this, she's that.
Can we talk about that? Was Chris Markson. Chris Markson became an associate of the Headshot crew yesterday.
Really?
So he's in
Congratulations.
Berlin. I want to congratulate him because it's my first associate. I have associates all over the world. There's about 75 associates now. So they go through the training on the Headshot crew. When they get to a certain level, they submit their portfolio to me. And when they get 15 shots that I think rock, boom, shakalaka, shebang, they are an associate of the crew. And Chris has worked really hard. I always knew he'd be an associate, and we finally got it together. We did it yesterday from here.
Really?
Or was it the day before? Now I've lost my mind. And
where are we?
We're in Tampa. We're in Oldsmar.
Sure.
I did it here somewhere. I think I did it down here. Didn't I do it?
All right.
I did do it.
Anonymous asks, who's the favorite celebrity you've worked with, Peter?
Favorite celebrity that I've worked with? I got to be fast. I would say my favorite celebrity that I worked with was Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Wow.
He was awesome. So he gave me, can I tell this story?
Yeah, please.
He gave me like
the Peter Hurley show.
I had 10 minutes to shoot him. It was like, and he said to me, he goes, yeah, I don't do this very often. The last person to shoot my picture was Andy Leibovitz. And I was like, thank you very much. That's the information I needed to know. You know, I was like, oh my gosh. So he gave me 10 minutes. Then we stopped. He was amazing. I mean, I got good shots. It wasn't like we were good, but we weren't great. I was like, it was okay. Anyway, he stops. He goes, come here. And he brings me into his office, and he spends like another 20 minutes with me showing all his photography work. He shoots dancers, and he may be the most amazing dancer. His photography of dancers is amazing. And I said to him, give me like 10 minutes shooting. You're spending like 10, 20 minutes with me. He goes, you were great. You were good. The pictures are amazing. I was like, okay, good. Anyway, so that was my Baryshnikov story, which I thought was awesome. He was very, very cool and such an interesting guy to shoot.
All right. Stephanie asks, well, Stephanie actually has a comment. It's not really an asking, but it's actually pretty good. So when she's trying to get people to laugh or something, so she goes, that's when I tell them I'm going to shoot them with the Sweet Jesus lens. It's a nickname for my 135 millimeter, but people always crack up when I say it.
I love it. Anything like that.
Anything
that
you
gets
know
them
works
going.
like again and again.
You guys got to develop your shtick. That's part of Stephanie's shtick.
Stephanie's got a shtick. D. Lawrence, how do you get a person settled back down in a reasonable amount of time if something you do or say is too funny, like they get the giggles really badly?
I don't think laughter can stay in somebody's body that long, so it's not, it can't. It's like we go up. I do residual laughter.
It just doesn't stay in your body that long. It shoots out. Great big C. Shoot tethered, okay, but here's his question. Let them see it while you're shooting or after the shot is taken?
No, I mean, it's
Yeah,
there
turn it
if they
towards you,
keep
right?
looking. I have it turned so they could see it. They can't look directly at it because the lights are in the way. But if they keep looking over there, I turn it towards me so they can't see it. I sit them down after each look and go through it. I will, if they're pathetic and not listening in my direction, I'll point it right at them and I say, here, look at this, and then I'm going to shoot it, and then you make your face look better, and then I'll shoot it again. And they can never do that. So that's one of my ways to trick them to be like, you really need my help. I'm their mirror. As photographers, we're their mirror. If you're looking in a mirror, you can change your expression. If you're looking at a camera, you don't know what you look like. So the photographer has to be their mirror. Remember that. You're their mirror.
Can I see what
Tell
I would
them.
look like with longer hair? Wow, it's so much better. All right, Pam asks, have Peter tell folks that if they become a headshot crew member, people can find you by putting in their zip code on that site.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That is very
it's
cool.
Amazing. And it's unbelievable because you could search anything and you come up and people get jobs, so it's cool.
All right, so
why would you not sign up for that?
Yeah, why wouldn't you? A few people have asked, Peter, can you talk more about makeup artists and what they add to your shoots and / your overall images?
All right, first of all, no makeup on guys. I hate it. I never liked it. When I did jobs as a model, if the makeup artist put a ton of makeup on me, I knew they didn't know what they were doing. Guys, moisturizer, maybe a little lip balm, that's it. Cover up blemishes, maybe, but retouching is going to do that, so you don't need to worry about it. With women, it's very specific. Excuse me. And for headshots, I like it really natural, and then we build a little bit as we go. I don't like powder. I like dewiness on the skin. There's a ton of things I really like that I go through, and we're doing a class on the headshot cruise on it. So get your butt on the cruise, and you can take the class, and maybe we'll eventually maybe we could do a Kelby 1 class or something with a little bit of makeup. Is there anything?
We can do all kinds of stuff.
Makeup artists for photographers? Because it's a major problem. It's I toast shots left, right, and center because of the makeup.
So I don't think, can I say this? If you've never worked with a makeup artist, it's really hard to appreciate or understand what they bring to the table. But once you have a makeup artist, I can tell you this. You always want to work with a makeup artist. You don't always get to, but once you realize what an impact they can have. Now, you send out your retouching. Mm-hmm. I don't send out my retouching. So basically, when you have a makeup artist, the retouching is mostly done before you ever take the picture. Like they do so much, but also like during a shoot, a makeup artist will step in and fix hair and fix makeup and something shiny. Like they're watching the shoot over your shoulders. They're looking at your shots. They're like a part of the shoot. They're not usually someone sits in the other room and all. Like I work with Hendrika, who is a wonderful makeup artist here in town, and she's like a part of the shoot. She's like in there with you. She's helping you out. She's noticing things you're not even looking for. So it's like another set of eyes on the set, but they're looking at a different thing than you are, so it's very helpful. But it is one of those things where once you hire a makeup artist, you're like, oh, I wish I could have one every time.
Yeah.
All right, so what lens do you have in the bag, Don wants to know.
I got 2 because this is so cool.
What kind of bag? Who makes the bag?
This is a shapeshifter from Think Tank.
Think Tank Photo Shape
You
Shifter.
never
That's the
believe
bag.
this. Who is covered? I am covered from 24 to 200. I got my 24 to 70, and I got my 70 to 200.
F4.
And it's an F4. You know why?
Light.
Light.
And cheaper.
Light.
Half the price, half the weight.
Price, half the weight. And I even don't use image stabilization that much, so I even went with I bought the one without it, so it's even cheaper, and and it's light.
Oh, that's like
and this
way
lens
light.
is amazing. The 24 to 70 is just your all-purpose, and then this sucker just gets the job done. But the fact is that I'm cruising with that in my shapeshifter, and I've got. Let's see.
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
With the full frame 35 millimeter DSLR, what are you like? What's your average focal length? With this?
My
Your
90,
average.
94.
94?
94.
Boy, like really, you like dial in like
Yeah,
90?
actually 92. I actually, if Canon
92.
comes out with a 92 millimeter lens, it's going to be called the Peter Hurley lens, I think. I'm convincing them. I'm like, I
92.
just need 92. I need 92. I'm just hoping they do 92.
You know,
And
you
we're
can
gonna-
get it to
there we go.
92, test it, and then just write it on there. A
I
little
am
line,
going to put
92 right there.
92. 92. It was a 92, 93, or 94. I'm going to go 92. And I'm an EOL, so I'm going to see if I can
An
influence it.
EOL stands for Extraordinary Lover. Weird. No, it's a Canon Explorer of Light, or Extraordinary Lover. Extraordinary. It's 2 words in this case. Anyway. If you started your business today, Maurice asks, if you started your business today, Peter, what would you do first?
Oh my gosh, Maurice is coming on the cruise and he's teaching a business class. He's put me on the spot.
Dun, dun, dun.
He knows what I would do first. I think the first thing that I would do is get a consistent portfolio. I would get consistent work to put. I wouldn't market something that's not consistent. What happens is I get photographers all the time that talk to me and they're like, I'm trying everything. I'm doing running ads and I'm good Google SEO and everything. I'm not getting work. I'm like, well, your work sucks.
Your work sucks.
Your work sucks,
Yeah.
or it's not consistent.
Yeah.
Even if it's decent and it's not consistent, they don't know what they're booking. They don't know what they're going to get if they book you.
I talk about this on the tour. On my current tour, I talk about this very topic.
So you have to get yourself consistent and good, obviously, so your work doesn't suck. Don't market crap, and make sure it's good, and then make sure it's consistent so they know what they're buying. So shoot a consistent portfolio. And the other thing is that people jam pictures. Don't jam pictures in there. Why would you jam pictures? You don't want to jam pictures into a portfolio. I'd rather see 5 good ones than 5 decent ones and 15 mediocre ones. One bad shot in a portfolio kills you. Good shots only.
Good shots only. That's straight from Peter Hurley. Peter Johann asks, any celebrities you'd like to shoot that you have not shot yet?
All of them.
He wants to shoot them all. All right, we're coming down to the last couple of questions here. So Doc asks, since you embraced the Westcott flexes, have you dumped your Kino flows?
Yes, I have not shot the Kino flows since I can remember.
There you go. Dumping stuff. It's Peter Hurley.
Dumping.
Lastly, Johan asks, Peter,
Actually,
you
they're
said,
for sale if anybody wants to buy them. I got a
buy your
Vista
Kinos?
Beam 600 for sale. I got a bunch of Kinos for sale.
Where can they
Just
buy
take
them?
I don't know.
now that you've told everybody you're dumping them, where
I don't
can-
know. They can just
that's
call
like,
me.
You know what? So here's the thing. Yeah. So where do they call you, Peter? Should we put your cell phone number
the
up?
studio, 212-627-2210, or send an email to info@peterhurley.com. We'll get rid of some Kinos and a Phase 1.
Kinos in a phase 1. Johan asks, last question of the show. Peter, you said in a critique show that a photo has to express something. Can you share the secret how you do that, Peter?
Wow, that's deep. We're going to go deep. We're going below surface level here.
Yeah, that's a deep question.
I call it lookability. So it's another word. I made it up.
Lookability.
Lookability is the ability of an image to secure the attention from a non-looker. And isn't that what we want in all our images? So if you have somebody sitting in front of your camera and you create an atmosphere with them where something between you and them and the camera somehow gets in there and you make this capture, you'll see it a mile away. It's also what I call a shebang. You look at your screen because you're shooting tethered, right? And you see the shebang, and you could even yell shebang if you want. But it's a moment in time that happens between you and your sitter. And I think it's huge. And I think it's the reason why the artist inside us wants to take pictures. You're all sitting there, and if you want to take pictures because you got an artist inside that wants to take a shebang and shot. So when you get one, you feel it, you know it. You have to lead somebody towards it. It just doesn't happen. It's just going to jump in on there and sneak up on you. You got to lead somebody towards it. You got to have a skill set. That's why, you know, we train people to do this so we can get people better and up their game. So
let me ask
that's what
this.
happens.
If you don't have kids, do you still hire a sitter? I'm sorry, that was for Brad. That was strictly for Brad. That really, no comments is necessary. Don't even try to answer it. It's an unanswerable question. It is a rhetorical question. It is a question, it's an enigma. It's a riddle wrapped in a pretzel. Hey, it is contest time. So we are giving away 2 signed copies of Peter Hurley's book, The Headshot. In my personal opinion, now I was the editor, so it's a little tainted, but I really do believe, even if I wasn't editor, that this is the best book ever written about it, because it is the complete thing. Because really, the art of the headshot is the stuff that you've been talking about today. It's how you interact with people. It's how you pull the expressions out of them, get the emotions. Nobody wants a posed photo. Nobody wants a photo that looks really, really posed. All right, one last thing about the book. Cover. See the cover? Woman on the cover? She was in one of my favorite TV shows ever. She was in the TV show Smash, which was on NBC for 2 seasons, like 2 years ago. And it was about the making of a Broadway show, like going from concept all the way through getting on Broadway. And she was one of the stars. She was terrific, just really, really great. But she's on the cover of your book.
Yeah, she's amazing. I love this picture, and it's been my favorite headshot ever since I took it. Like, this was an older one. I took that a pretty long time ago, and she's had an amazing career.
She really
she's
has.
a phenomenal actress.
She was really very, very good.
Yeah, she's
great. I loved her in that show. Just amazing. Okay. Let's talk about how to enter the contest. Well, you go to our contest. Now, we have a new address for the contest form, and check it out, a fancy new graphic. The address is kelby1.com/webcast-contest. We try to make it as easy as possible. kelby1.com/webcast-contest. When you go there, you have to choose the show you're watching. You have to give us your name, your email address, and just any comments you would like is fine. Because normally we give away different prizes and we tell you to choose which one. At the end, don't forget to hit send. There's no sense in just writing something in there and not hitting send. So, all right. So first off, there it is. There's the book. This is the man. Peter, let's just recap a couple of things that are really important. Where can they go to learn about the cruise? It is
headshotcrew.com/cruise, CREWZ.
Yep. And that's coming up in April?
That's April 24th to May 1st.
Oh,
and
like they thought I would have it here. Maybe if I do this.
We are cruising.
Nope.
So Lacey.
I don't have it. Lacey Underall.
Lacey's on that site. You could see. You can
somebody else.
Contact Lacey and fire up a spot for yourself. If you want a cruise mate, we're working on that too. So you
Wow. So it's a Tinder-based cruise. Anyway, so also. So the Headshot Crew is just the headshotcrew.com.
Headshotcrew.com is my coaching platform and referral engine. So if you sign up there, you could get those referrals we were talking about. So it's free to sign up for that. If you want to get in on the coaching, you can take a trial, which is free for a month. But if you pay for 2 months, if you pay $20 a month for 2 months, I will send you the headshot sign for free. I'll sign this sucker and I'll send it to you anywhere you are in the world. So
can I mention something? Let me look at the back of this book. The book sells for $44.99. So
no-brainer.
It's actually, if you're thinking, I wonder if I should get that book, you really should just go sign up for his thing for 2 months and get it for free.
Yeah.
Because this one, you get a signed copy from Peter. I saw a picture of you like signing stacks of them one night. That wasn't long ago. It was like on Facebook or something.
We started running the promotion and people loved it and it went crazy. And the Headshot Crew is growing like crazy. So I thank you for the support of the Headshot Crew that you've always given me.
You're on Instagram as well? Twitter?
I'm on Instagram and Twitter as Peter_Hurley. So guys, follow Peter_Hurley. I'm also Snapchatting as of late. We should do one right now.
You're Snapchatting?
We could do one as we close the show. I don't want to interrupt the show, but we could Snapchat.
No, okay.
Scott and I are closing the show here, people.
Here we go.
We're closing the show.
Closing the show.
On Snapchat, we're closing the show. See ya. We're closing the show. Bye.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much, Mr. Moore, for joining us over there. Brad gives a thumbs up, and don't forget, if you're in the Houston area, come see Brad.
We're closing the show. See ya. We're closing the show. Bye. All right.
I don't know what to say. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks to our sponsor. Thanks to Squarespace, who graciously not only sponsors this podcast, but I have my portfolio over there. And if you look through it, there is one bad shot. So my portfolio is ruined. In every category, I have at least one, maybe two, maybe more bad. Anyway, but Peter, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for
all
having
your
me.
answers and everything. It was very enlightening. And you look fairly awake now that we've gone through a whole show.
I love the grid. What number is this for me? This is
It's
at
gotta
least
be 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
At least 4 or 5.
Yeah, well, it's because you're Peter Hurley. We love Peter Hurley.
is it.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week right here on The Grid. Take care, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Choppy, pointy.
I'm Kaylee Greer. In this class, you're gonna learn how to get the best photos possible out of your dog, how to work with your dog and keep him engaged and interested, how to capture action shots of your dog flying at about a